Hi students, welcome to Sri Medhavi Junior College, Santosh Nagar. Before introducing myself and the subject I am going to teach, first of all, I would like to congratulate you for your successful completion of schooling, because in every student's life 10th class is a milestone. So once we cross that juncture, we will have so many options, and there actually we start beginning of our career. What you want to become: a doctor, engineer, chartered accountant, lawyer, a business manager, or an entrepreneur. What we have to become or what we want to become, exactly we think only after completion of 10th class. That is the reason I told you that 10th class completion is a milestone in the life of every student. Okay. So you have crossed a very, very important stage of your life, and I appreciate, I congratulate you for choosing Sri Medhavi Junior College, Santosh Nagar Girls Branch, because here we provide education not in a commercial manner but in a ethical manner. We give education with values. Okay. All these values, or say the quality of college, you will experience once we begin the offline classes, how the atmosphere is and all. And before starting my subject, I would like to introduce myself. I am M. Madhusudan. My qualification is MCom MBA. I have completed my MCom in the year 1997. MCom I have done in the year 1997, and in the year 2003 I have done my MBA. I have completed my MBA. 1997 May I have completed my MCom, and in the year 2003 I have completed my MBA. So immediately after completion of my MCom, both are from Osmania University, Hyderabad. After completion of this post-graduation, I have been teaching commerce and accountancy in various junior and degree colleges of Twin Cities, Hyderabad and Secunderabad. So I have got vast experience in the field of commerce, economics and accountancy, statistics, etc. So you need not worry about the quality of teaching in this Sri Medhavi. 100% assured. Okay. Like you have got gold, 22 karat gold, 24 karat gold. I hope all of you know. 24 karat is completely pure. 22 karat gold, some mixing is there. So we give you 24 karat gold type of teaching here. All subject faculty have got enormous experience, and always we think about the student future and career, and we always expect that our students are in better position in future. So that is the reason we teach not just examination point of view. Our intention is not to just make you pass in intermediate and get good result. Always we try to build up your career. So apart from this IPE, intermediate public examination, apart from this intermediate public examination knowledge, here by virtue of our experience, we give you lot of guidance, what we have to do, in what way this commerce subject is going to build up your career, in what way this is useful, what are the various options and career opportunities available in the market. by learning this subject called commerce. Okay. So here among you, you belong to both MEC and CEC. Okay. I hope you know the full form of these both courses. MEC, here you are learning math, economics and commerce. CEC, civics, economics, commerce. So economics and commerce are common subjects in both the groups. In MEC also you have got economics and commerce. In CE is also economics and commerce. The only difference between MEC and CEC is the students who are perfect in mathematics till 10th class level have chosen MEC, and those who are struggling in mathematics and not only struggling in mathematics, but the people who wish to join some other courses like who wish to become IAS, IPS officers, civil side jana chahte, you mean to write UPSC examination, etc. Those people choose or say those who want to become lawyers, they choose civics. So civics, economics, commerce, in both the groups, one second language will be there and English is common. Here also second language. Second language according to your interest you will take. You have got Hindi, Sanskrit, Arabic. Okay. So these are the 5 subjects you are going to write in your intermediate public examination. If you go for MEC, mathematics, economics, commerce, second language English. If you go for CEC, civics, economics, commerce, second language and English. So in both the groups, commerce is common. So here, commerce 1 means first year. Commerce 1 means first year. Commerce is not exactly the subject name. It is the activity which we perform in order to earn money. Okay. In intermediate it is named as some subject, commerce. But in order to understand commerce, what exactly is commerce, we have to understand about human activities and try to understand here our commerce subject in first year intermediate has got 2 parts. One part is called commerce, second part is called accountancy. In first part, that means in this commerce, we understand and we learn what exactly business is and what we have to do in order to establish a business organization and what type of business organization we can start. How do we get the amount required to start the business organization? Okay. And what are the documents we have to submit to the government authorities in order to start a business? Then, what is to be done? If you want to establish a college, what is to be done? If you want to establish a hotel, what is to be done? If you want to establish a factory, what is to be done? And how the names of different business organizations are being given. Sometimes you see some companies like limited, some is private limited, some is enterprise, some is corporation. So how do we get all these names? Okay, how do we get money in order to start these business organizations? How a bank works? Many times you visit bank, you go to ATM. So in this commerce we are going to learn, we are going to understand how exactly a bank is going to establish, why a banker gives you loan and why do we deposit money in bank, how we are able to withdraw money, what is a credit card, what is a debit card, what is personal loan, okay, what is EMI. All these things we learn in this commerce 1. It is entirely about business. Okay. How the business organization is to be established, what are the aims and objectives of business organization, and how we get the capital required, how we get the amount required to establish a business organization, how we share profits and all, and what is the role of government in these business organizations, what is the responsibility of these business organizations, how the goods are to be manufactured, how do we distribute them, what do you mean by various showrooms. Okay, we see whenever you come to shopping, we see different showrooms. Once you see Bajaj Electronics, once you see Big Bazaar, then Shopper Stop, okay, multiplex theaters, junior colleges, very big restaurants, okay, various retail shops and vegetable markets are there, fruit markets are there. What are all these things? Why do people establish all these things? Okay, why do they provide such goods and services? These are all together called as business. But exactly to understand business, to understand commerce, to understand trade, before entering into our subject commerce, every student who has joined into intermediate first year should understand about human activities. That is the reason I have written here. To understand commerce, first we should understand human activities. Human activities means the activities which we perform. Okay, activities performed by human beings are called as human activities. See, I am a human being. What I am doing here? I am teaching. So, teaching commerce is my activity. Okay, in a hotel, a tea master may be preparing tea. So, preparation of tea is his activity. A principal may be there in a college. He will be monitoring and supervising the college activities. So, that is his duty. So, whatever we are doing is called as activity. In your home, your mom is preparing food for you. So, preparation of cooking of food, preparation of food for the family members is the activity done by your mom. Your father may be going to office, may be working in a government office or in a private office and writing something or say doing some activity and he is earning money. So, that is his activity. Suppose your brother is a driver, he is driving the car, that driving is activity. Activity means what we perform. Eating, watching TV, writing, okay, playing cricket, playing some games, watching videos on mobile, making TikToks, okay, traveling from one place to another place. Just now I told you cooking, all these things come under activities. So, remember that these activities we perform in order to satisfy our needs. This is very, very important point now. Why commerce comes into existence, why someone has to do business, why we should buy the things, why we should sell the things, why should we study, why should we teach, why should we educate, why someone should make the furniture, why someone should provide the electricity, why someone should provide the internet. All these things come into picture only because human beings have to satisfy their needs. Okay, suppose my need is to earn money. I want to make money out of my knowledge, out of my experience. So, I do come over here and I teach some subject and I get salary for this. And your need is to learn subject, so you are paying the fee. So, your need is to get educated and my need is to, or say the college need is to earn money. So, this is what called as needs. Someone wants to earn money, someone wants to get educated to satisfy their needs. For example, you are feeling hungry, you want to have something, you want to take some food, you want to take some idli or some dosha or some biryani. So, you visit a hotel. So, when you are trying to satisfy your need, you are paying money. That gives scope for business. If you don't feel hungry, you don't visit the hotel. So, there the activity is not performed. You wish to have some coffee or tea or some puff, you visit a bakery or you visit a nearby tea stall. So, the desire, the need to have coffee, tea or something is giving scope for some activity over there. So, someone has to prepare and you will be eating that food. So, for everything, for every activity, the basic motivation is the need. Everyone have their needs. Okay. We want to get entertained. So, what we do? We switch on the TV. We go for some cable connection or we recharge with Tata Sky, we recharge with some Airtel, we recharge with something or some web series we will be watching. Okay. Something we will be doing. When you want to eat food, you are visiting a hotel or you are preparing. When you want to prepare food at home, what you have to do? You require some materials. You require atta, you require rice, you require vegetables. Then what you do? You won't get all these things at free of cost. No one will give you at free of cost at your doorstep. What you have to do? You have to go to market and buy these things. Then you have to prepare your own food. Okay, you want to watch a movie. So then when you go to a theater, it becomes an activity. So everyone has got their own needs. Sometimes we would like to have food. Sometimes we wish to have a better dress to wear. Okay. Your desire, your need to wear a better dress gives scope for business. If you do not have such desire, any dress okay means you will go to an ordinary shop. When you want to buy a very good dress, very decent one, and naturally you will go to a showroom and you pay more money and you will get a better dress for yourselves. So the desire, the need to have a better dress is giving the scope for business. The desire, the need to have some food is giving business to the hotel. And you want to go from Santosh Nagar to Koti. So here it is your need. You want to go visit Koti, some bookshop to buy your textbooks. So here you want to get educated. So you require textbooks. So if you do not have the need of textbooks, the shopkeeper cannot sell. So always human beings have to perform certain activities in order to satisfy their needs. And remember these points. Some activities we perform for satisfaction of our own needs, for our satisfaction, and some activities we perform in order to earn money. Okay, try to understand this concept. Everyone will perform activities. Okay, try to understand clearly. Activity means what we perform. Teaching, eating, driving the car, driving the bike, walking, sleeping, watching television, all these are called as activities. Now, these activities, some activities we perform in order to satisfy our own needs, and some activities we perform in order to earn money. Okay, that gives the two categories of human activities. Human activities are categorized into two types. One is economic activity and second is non-economic activity. Try to understand here. Economic activity means the activities which involve money. The activities which involve money are in which money is exchanged. Economic activities are those in which involve money or in which money is exchanged. It means, again I am coming to this point where I am teaching here. I am not teaching at free of cost. Okay. When I am teaching, definitely I will charge per hour something. College has to pay me some salary. And you are joining this college. We are providing you education. This education is not provided at free of cost. You are paying something, some thousands, few thousands you are paying for this. You are going to a restaurant. You are ordering some food. The food is not supplied at free of cost. You have to pay money. You are purchasing some textbook. You have to pay money. Suppose you have booked a cab to go from one place to another place. Definitely the cab driver, such company will charge you some amount for making you move from one place to another place. If you hire a auto, you have to pay some amount for that. Nobody is going to give you free service or free goods to you. You have to pay. So the activities which involve making of money, in which money is to be exchanged, which involve money or in which money is exchanged, are called as economic activities. For example, that means every employee is working in some organization. He is working to earn money. In a restaurant, a chef is preparing food, okay, he is getting money for that. A cobbler in a footwear shop or nearby in a repair shop, he may be polishing the shoe. For polishing the shoe, you will get money. A auto driver is taking you from one place to another place, he is given money for that. A cab driver is taking you from one place to another place, he is paid for that. You go to a tailor, you order him to stitch your dress, so the tailor is charging some money. Your car or bike got repaired, some problem is there, you went to a mechanic, a technician, you asked to rectify it, so naturally the mechanic will charge something. The government is supplying you electricity, we are switching on ACs, fans, tube lights, etc., etc. This electricity is not given to you at free of cost, we have to pay for that. So the light bill, electricity bill, every month what we are paying is becoming a economic activity. You people are using smartphones, and to avail this facility, watching these videos and getting the education online, you are taking the help of internet, either through Wi-Fi or data. This you are purchasing, it is not coming at free of cost, so it is an economic activity. So the internet provided, who is giving you Wi-Fi connection, are the mobile operators, all these people, let's say, take BSNL, Jio, Airtel, Idea, all these people who are selling you data, it is an economic activity. Because by giving you data or by providing you Wi-Fi connection, they are making money. Okay. So the activity in which money is involved, where you have to make the payment or receive the cash, whatever it may be. Either you pay or you receive. Here, I am receiver, because I am giving my service, I am sparing my time, so I am paid for this. And you people are paying, because you want education. So, whenever some activity is carried out with an intention of earning money, or in which the transaction or say the activity in which money is involved becomes a economic activity. Now then, second, non-economic activities. Non-economic activities are those which we perform in order to satisfy our own needs, or in other manner in which there is no involvement of money. Cash exchange is not involved. You neither pay nor receive. For example, I am teaching in Sri Medhavi College, for which I will get some money. This is an economic activity. But at my home, if I help my kids to complete their homework, or if I teach something, I am not paid for that. So it becomes a non-economic activity. Watching television at your home, see, after completion of this class, in the evening, you watch a serial in television, you watch some cricket match, you watch something, some old movie you see, some songs you will listen. Okay. By listening those songs or by watching television, you are not receiving any amount. You are performing that activity, you are doing that activity only for your entertainment. For example, in a restaurant, if a master is preparing some dosa or some biryani, for that he is paid. So the activity of the hotelier or the activity of the master in the restaurant, cooking, becomes an economic activity. But if the same thing is done by your mom at your home, for example, you have to go to your office or say you are coming to college, your mom in the morning prepares some food, breakfast prepare, then they prepare lunch, they give you some box. For preparation of food at home, is your mom paid some money? Nothing, absolutely zero. Only as a family bonding, only as a part of responsibility, the mother is preparing food, but mother is not charging 4 doshas 100 rupees, okay, so 2 kgs of biryani 400 rupees, she is not charging. Morning she wakes up and immediately they enter into kitchen, they do lot of activities, clean vessels and prepare food, and they see that their kids reach the school or college or office on time, they put lot of efforts. So for the efforts put in by the mother are not paid. So this is a non-economic activity. Try to understand clear. Same thing here. Cooking is done by both mom and the chef. Chef is preparing food at the hotel. Mom is preparing the food at home. But chef is paid in a hotel. Mom is not paid in a home. Okay. Mother for her efforts for preparing such food, whatever the quantity may be, whatever the quality may be, she is not paid for her efforts. Whereas a chef in the hotel, for his efforts he is paid. So the activity done by mother at home is a non-economic activity. The activity done by the chef or the master in a restaurant or in a hotel is a economic activity. So try to understand this. So the activity in which money is involved is called as economic activity. The activity in which money is not involved is called as non-economic activities. Non-economic activities like offering prayers, watching television, going to friend's house, walking on the road for fitness, okay. So, or say chit chat with our relatives, these are all called as non-economic activities. This we do for satisfaction of our personal needs, and neither we pay nor we receive any cash. They are called as non-economic activities. So in first year, as we are learning about commerce, commerce means commercial, which involves making of money. So that is the reason we are not bothered about non-economic activities. Non-economic activities के बारे में अपन पढ़ने, we need not learn about non-economic activities in first year commerce. Non-economic activities are part and parcel of every human life. Okay, we are not bothered about them. Only we have to discuss about economic activities. Now you can guess in what way we can earn money. Okay, what economic activities we can perform in order to make money. Okay, so before entering into these economic activities, try to understand what are the exactly rules and regulations when you are going through this video and understanding these online classes. Whenever we are giving you or say sending you, transmitting a video, that will have some content on the board. So for commerce first year, you keep a separate notes. Next we start about accountancy. Okay, just now in the beginning of the class I told you, commerce has got two parts, commerce and accountancy. After some classes I will explain you how the examination pattern will be there, okay, and what exactly accountancy. Just now I told you that few minutes back what exactly commerce is. Okay, here completely we learn about business, how to establish, how to manage, how to earn profits and all. Accountancy is something has got problematic, where we calculate recording of business transactions, how to distribute profit or loss, how to calculate, how to measure profit or loss, how business transactions are recorded, what is balance sheet, what is profit and loss account. Various terms are there that we discuss at later stage. Accountancy, okay, we'll learn it at later stage. Regarding commerce, you keep a special notes, separate either 200 pages or some plain notes you take, and whatever I am writing on the board, you need to copy that. Not this personal experience, only just you take down my name if you forget, otherwise just remember. Our college people will let you know who is handling commerce. So our college has got a very good record in terms of results and particularly in commerce. In every batch around 8 to 10 students score 99 out of 100. 99 out of 100 is scored by minimum 10 students in every batch, first year and second year. So 99, why don't we get 100? Some people may get a doubt, because we have got examination, commerce 50 marks, accountancy 50 marks. Okay, how the question paper will be, all I'll explain later. So out of this 50 marks, because it is completely theory, theory means it is like your 10th class social studies, question and answers only. No problems, no formulas. In this commerce part, we will not have any problems, we will not have any calculations. Only we will have is the questions and answers, definitions, okay, functions, etc. we need to write. Almost all it is same to your 10th class social studies. No calculations. Here we will have lot of calculations. It is like your mathematics, problematic part. So here full 50 on 50 will get. There is no reduction of marks over here. Like in your 10th class mathematics, if it is a 4 marks problem, if the problem is correct, they will give you 4 on 4. But in some answers, even though the answer is correct, the teacher will not give you 4 on 4. They may give you 3.5 only. Like that in this commerce, sometimes the examiners, means the people who provide you the marks at the valuation, may not give you full marks. For 10 marks, they may give you only 9.5, only 9 marks. For a 5 marks question, they may give you only 4.5 marks. So the max marks we get over here is only 49. In commerce, we can score only 49. In accountancy, we can score 50. That's how it becomes 99 out of 100. Once you come to campus, or you can search, you can inquire with your seniors. There are minimum 10 students in every batch who score 99 out of 100. That is our track record. So the total credit goes to students here. Sri Medhavi, we provide a platform, we provide such atmosphere that once students come over here into our campus, they focus on their career, they focus on their subject, they always put efforts, they try to understand the subject in a better manner, and always they are eager to get their doubts clarified. Not just for time pass purpose they won't come. Only few students are there. But after coming to the campus, within few weeks, they will get adjusted, they will get acquainted to the system of Sri Medhavi. So, very, very good track record is there in terms of results and all types of activities. So, whenever you go through this video, every day, whatever the content I am giving you topic wise, today it is a general discussion, you write down what I have given, and with respect to some terms or some definitions, if you don't get that word meaning, in that you just make a note of that. You write down the word or the definition what you did not understand, and very soon we are expecting the offline classes. That means you will be coming to the campus. Okay, so that time one-on-one will clarify your doubts and you can interact with me. Personally, I will take care to clarify all the doubts. You need not worry. Always the syllabus is taught repeatedly and these videos are again and again repeatedly telecasted. You need not worry that only one time video is being broadcasted and you did not got the point. You need not worry. In a textbook or the syllabus, if you get textbooks from outside or whatever the notes you are given, you simply make note of that. And whatever the doubts are there, whatever the doubts are created in your mind by going through the content, we are 100% ready to clarify your doubts, because no student is born intelligent. Remember this point. It is not compulsory or guarantee that by just listening for the first time you must be thorough, you must be perfect. It doesn't happen with all students. Only few percentage of students will understand it in first attempt. Different students will take different attempts. Sometimes people take 2 to 3 times to read and to understand it. So this college, Sri Medhavi College, is ready to provide that support to you, and regularly you will be getting my videos on Commerce 1. I hope today you understood exactly what commerce means. I come to the conclusion, commerce, though it is the subject name, commerce and second is accountancy. We discuss about accountancy at a later stage. Commerce. To understand commerce, first we have to understand human activities. Human activities are those which we perform in order to satisfy our needs. And among the human activities we perform, they are of two types: economic activities and non-economic activities. Economic activities are those activities which involve money or in which money is exchanged. Non-economic activities are those in which money is not involved. I have given various examples. You can take your own life. Okay. So, whenever you are watching TV, it is non-economic activity. When you buy some commodity from outside shop, it becomes an economic activity. Okay. Try to understand this difference, and later in the next class again I will give you some more examples, and we are going to discuss what are the various economic activities are available in the market in order to earn money, and exactly with the help of commerce how we can build our career, that we discuss in the next class. Thank you for watching.